Everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Discovery Pod with Eve. We've got such an exciting show today with someone who is part of the royal family. We'll do her intro in a minute, but please make sure you watch this very special episode on the Discovery Pod with Eve's YouTube channel, or you could listen to us on your favorite podcast. I am joined today by my co host, Melissa Neith Smith, whom you saw from season one. It is so great to have her back. Melissa, it's been a while.
It has.
Welcome back.
I'm so excited to be back. It is great. Thank you for having me back on the show.
Of course. So, I think I said something yesterday about last December. We were sitting in my house and we're basically eating tiny little apple pies or something. And seriously,
Yes,
right?
I remember.
It was like last December. Fast forward, a year has gone by. You had just relocated or just moved from Seattle to LA.
Yeah.
So tell us, what have you been up to?
Oh boy, constantly working on things. Never a dull moment, especially in Hollywood. Been busy, busy, busy. Been working on projects. Been going back and forth to Seattle. Yeah, I'm just grateful.
And I haven't seen you. It's been I saw you about 5 weeks when you guys came over with Jeremy
For dinner,
Miller
yes.
For dinner, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
it feels like it's been a while because I was in London and then I was in Fiji.
You've been traveling.
And then we've got a project that
Yes.
I wrote and that we're going to be working on together
Yes.
in Colorado.
So excited for
So
this.
excited. What the name of it? I can't even.
Oh my gosh, I don't think we actually settled on a name yet, did we?
I don't
It was
know
like
if
it was
Echoes of
tentative.
Dreams, and it's such a great
Yes,
story.
it really is.
And it really is a story about how, besides all the struggles I went through last year, but then getting to meet her and we're both going through this. So it's going to be a great story.
It
And I
is.
can't wait for us to start filming in
Yes.
Colorado sometime
Next year.
next year.
Yeah, 2025, and it's coming up so quick.
Awesome. Even though I don't know when this episode is going to air, but we're in the holiday season.
We
so
are.
before I introduce
And you look gorgeous and festive today.
But you
I love it. You know,
too.
I had to throw in a little bling.
But we're
you know,
supposed to
just
be
a little
going out later tonight. So which
Absolutely.
you totally forgot about.
I
So I'm mad because I told
I'm
you about this a
sorry.
few weeks ago.
crazy.
We have a date
It's been
later
insane.
tonight.
It's been insane.
So, okay, but in a
We
good
will
way.
talk.
Okay.
Yes.
So, before I introduce our special guest, what are your
Yes.
plans for the holidays?
Well, I'm going to try and go home to Seattle. Cross your fingers for me. We'll see if it happens or
Oh
not.
my goodness.
You know?
I am going to be so happy for you because going back last year, last Christmas Eve,
Yes.
she was over at my place.
I
we were
was.
having dinner and Matt, her husband,
Yes.
was home alone.
Yes.
And so I am going to be so happy if you get to go home.
I cross your fingers for
Awesome.
me.
Well, great segue into introducing our very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute honor to host our special Ratu Muda Princess Karen Cantrell. She's head of the Royal Society of St. George, California chapter. Oh, she is a true visionary, humanitarian, advocate for global change from her tireless philanthropic efforts across the globe to her distinguished roles at the United Nations and beyond. Princess Karen embodies a life of service, compassion, and purpose. Her journey is an inspiring testament to resilience, leadership, and unwavering commitment to making the world a better place. Princess Karen, it is so good to have you on the Discovery Pod with Eve. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here.
Oh, wonderful. So the first question that I'm going to ask is, what is Ratu Muda? If I'm pronouncing it correctly, sorry.
It's an Indonesian title. It's called Ratu Muda, which means tiny princess. And I received that title from the Royal House of Kupang in Indonesia, from the King of Indonesia in Kupang for my services to the people of Kupang and to the orphanage and to the Christian church that he was a member of. He unfortunately has passed this past year, and we have lost him, but we have moved forward to continue to support the orphanage and the people of Kupang by building water wells and trying our very best to comfort them during this time of the loss and take care of them as much as we possibly can.
Wow.
That's amazing. Princess Karen, it is an honor to be in your presence today. Thank you so much for being here with us. I do have a question for you. I see that you, so your work at the United Nations Association in the Coachella Valley, how does that influence local communities?
It is a wonderful organization, the United Nations Association, UNA USA. You can join worldwide, it's online. And what we do is that we bring all of the global issues to the local communities. For instance, my responsibility is the entire Coachella Valley. We have meetings, we have speakers, we have Zoom meetings. We keep people up to date on the progress of the United Nations, all of the global efforts that are being done. We have the capacity to bring forward native speaking people who can translate into different languages to support the local communities. Who we have a Muslim community here, we have Christian, we have Jewish community here. So for people who are not capable or able at this time to understand the English language, we have this diverse global community effort through the UNA USA and provide the translation for them.
Wow,
that's
fantastic.
amazing.
So, what is the most profound lesson that you've learned while working with children and communities in Kupang, Indonesia?
It is the biggest lesson that I really learned is to be grateful.
Wow.
And to watch those individuals who receive assistance to be grateful. Now, we have a propensity to want to help everyone. And we must also understand that they may not want all the help you want to give them. So I have learned a great lesson in that, being grateful to be able to communicate with them and find out truly what their needs are and go over a listing with them of how can I really help you. Water wells, for instance, is a great need there. The orphanage is a great need there. But you've got to be careful, because don't give assistance where the people are not going to support it, and they really have to feel they need assistance.
Wow.
We can offer assistance that we think, but the real need is to supply them with what they feel they need.
That's great. Princess Karen, many know you for the achievements and all of your achievements, which you have so many. But what is the little known aspect of your life that you wish more people really understood about you?
I think that people need to understand that I'm just a single individual trying to do the best I can in my life and in the world. And people have great expectations of me. They write to me and they go, well, we know you can get this done for us. We know you can, raise the money for this or for that situation. I am not God. I am a single individual doing the best I can. And it hurts me when sometimes I have to say, I'm just so sorry, I cannot help you. But I always say to the people, let me see if I can find someone to assist you. And I give it my most valiant effort. I am not always successful. And that's what people need to understand. Don't put me on a pedestal, because I will fall right off the top of it. So
Wow.
I just do the best I can.
Wow. So, Princess Karen, as Vice President of Content and Acquisition for the American Television Network, what unique stories are you passionate about sharing with the world?
All the humanitarian efforts. Right now, American Television News Agency is located in New York City, inside the United Nations. And Ahmed Fati is the journalist and owner of the ATN, American Television News Agency. And just recently, he has asked me to come on board because he and I have worked together for over 15 years through many philanthropic efforts and through many different areas at the United Nations. We focus on the American NGOs, we focus on international media platforms, we focus on the global diverse communities worldwide. And so right now we are working with bringing on other television networks, and we are working on being more diverse in our content.
Wow.
So these are our future plans at this time.
Amazing.
It is. And Princess Karen, your royal titles are totally steeped in history. So how do you see the role of modern royalty evolving today's world?
In today's world, people must understand what nobility means.
Mm-hmm.
It means to be noble.
Mm-hmm.
And to be noble, you must serve.
Yes.
If you have a nobility title, you have a huge responsibility to serve people. And a lot of times we see certain nobility, they are prancing around, they are posh and polished, yet they forget the real true commitment of being noble. That is putting yourself back and putting others forward.
Wow.
So I watch that with a very discerning eye, and it is a little disheartening to see so much publicity given to those individuals who are, in my opinion, social climbing and not doing the job that they should be doing.
Wow. Wow. So, Princess Karen, another question. The icon of peace is a remarkable honor. How did receiving it impact your perspective on peace building?
I was shocked when Apanita Chachana from Thailand contacted me and informed me that I had been given the Peacekeeper Icon Award. It was presented to me. They flew from Thailand to a Royal Society of St. George, California, beautiful event that we had at Casa del Mar in Santa Monica. And I was quite stunned. It happened very quickly, 2 weeks prior to the event. And what I had done working with, and let me say this over and over again, with many others, it takes a village. It's not just me as an individual. It takes globally. It takes all of us coming together with the same mindset. And we had decided months ago to do a project with water. And I had worked with Prince Ermas Haile Selassie, building water wells in Ethiopia with my husband for over 25 years. So water is a big deal for me. You must have food, you must have water, you must have shelter. So Apanita agreed that we would do a water project. And she is a very strong woman. She is loved by everyone in Thailand. And she and I decided the water project. So she was able to have over 1 million bottled waters produced and given out to the needy in Thailand.
Wow, that's incredible.
So that was one of the projects that we did for peacekeeping. You cannot have peace. You cannot bring peace into the world unless you understand people and you listen to what they need. If you really listen and you're sincere and you reach out to them, they needed water. They needed help with that.
Wow.
So she is brilliant. And we brought this water project to fruition in Thailand, and it was distributed throughout.
Oh, that's
amazing.
incredible.
So
amazing.
Oh my God.
if I'm trying to be a diplomat, if I'm trying to bring peace, I have to understand the people, the real people, not what some aide has told me.
Yeah.
I have to look at it myself, and really you've got to have people on the ground knowing what the real truth is. Because as you know, there's fantasy out there on the
Yes.
internet.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
So the real truth, you must find out first. And then you must seek the right individuals to assist you. You know, we prayed about this. I make no mistake about it. I'm a Christian. I'm proud of it.
Oh, yes.
And I
That's
brought
wonderful.
prayer into this whole event. Now, they are different. They are of a different faith. But just because we are of a different faith, that does not mean that we cannot work together for the good of all the people. Not only people, but animals as well, the planet,
Yes, I love
the
that.
global goals. And I find that inspires me, and it makes me be a better person when I'm able to give a little bit
Yeah.
to the world.
That's fabulous. I love that. That's very powerful.
Very.
That's a very powerful thing. In your advocacy for social justice, what issues are closest to your heart and why, Princess Karen?
Oh, women's issues, of course.
Okay.
Women's rights, women's issues.
Yeah.
The custody and care of female children, that is very, very close to me because their representation is very low. Their expectations in a lot of the countries are low. They need education. They need medical assistance. They need to just be assisted with knowing that they have true value.
Yeah.
A lot of times these young girls and women have no say-so in anything. They can't drive cars.
Wow.
They cannot get educated. Their self-worth is zero. So that is something that is very important to me. I was reared in South Carolina, and I have seen so many times where, not just picking on South Carolina, but the southern states, where women were not well thought of. They were wives and mothers, and that was the only thing that they were thought about that they could do, that they have to be a wife, they have to be a mother, they have to raise their children. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we certainly need that. But for those young women who wanted to be more, it was very, very difficult for them. And we needed to educate them as well. And that's when I started the South Carolina Women's Political Caucus. I brought Gloria Steinem to South Carolina, Bella Abzug. And at the University of South Carolina in Spartanburg, South Carolina, we began to have the South Carolina Women's Political Caucus, teaching them they had every right to vote, showing them skills, how to navigate political arenas. And I'm happy to say that it worked very well.
Wow. I'm going to piggyback on that same question. What advice would you give a young woman, a young girl who's trying to lead a life of impact and purpose?
To educate yourself.
Wow.
Surround yourself with people who are much more intelligent than you are.
I like that.
Right?
That is fantastic.
I did not get where I was because I'm a genius. Believe me, I surrounded myself with more intelligent people and I listened to them.
Wow.
And I tried to learn from them. And I took classes on everything that I wanted to learn from the internet, or if I could have a class locally in my community. You know, a lot of technical colleges, a lot of, colleges that are in your communities, um, even your SBA, your SBA loan departments have educational facilities available for teaching women how to get their own business started. You've got to seek out truth. You must be educated in the things that you want to do.
Wow.
And I learned at a very early age to listen to my elders.
Wow.
Yeah.
And watch what other people do. You know, people talk. I did this and I did that and I have this. Or you look at people and you go, my goodness, you know, they're so tremendously successful, but they didn't even graduate from college, or they didn't do this, or they didn't do that. How did they become so successful? And I listened to them. I tried to go to, you know, a lot of the cities have town halls where they have great speakers. Your politicians that are running for office, watch them, watch who they associate with, see what they're doing for the individuals. And that's how I started my whole life's process. I went to college. I just kind of broke away from school. My mother had a heart attack and I had to leave school and help support our family. And it didn't hurt me 1 ounce.
Wow.
It made me a better person. So being diligent in your goals, writing your lifeline goals down, reviewing them on a monthly basis, see where you're navigating yourself, who you're associating with is also very huge. You'll find people, as you both well know, that you think are really going to encourage you, but in the reality, they don't. Sometimes they're jealous of you. Sometimes they want what you have. They don't tell you the truth. I have seen a lot of that go on. And you have to decide that you are your own master of your own fate. And if you fail, it's because you listened to the wrong people or you did not have the discipline
That's
to
beautiful.
get a hold of yourself and reach your goals.
Yes, Eve and I have had those conversations many times, haven't
Oh,
we? Eve?
yes. Many times.
So that really hits the nail on the head on that one. So how has the digital age, do you feel, has transformed the way you engage in philanthropy and in your global activism?
Well, I have sort of disregarded the digital age. I am a traditionalist.
Okay.
So I have found so much false information, and people are just so tired of, they're just worn out with passwords and signing in and out, and we can't send a handwritten letter. We have to do everything with email, and you just lose your ability for human contact. I am a great one for human contact. I pick up the phone and I talk to people, or I will write you a letter and send it to you, or a card.
I like that.
I am more of a real hands-on person. And with the institutes and the societies that I belong to and that I am chairman or president of, you will be hearing from me on the phone. I will call you. I'll schedule a time. I just need 3 or 4 minutes of your time. Can we schedule that so I can speak to you personally? And I'm able to personally reach them and find out a lot more information because I took the time to do these things. I have Zoom meetings quite a bit, but I prefer hands-on. I prefer meeting people in person. I want to see your eyes. I want to see your face. I want to see how your hands move. That'll tell me, I want to feel your energy. And that tells me more of how I can be of service to you as a person or as a member of one of the organizations than all the digital. I'm just old-fashioned.
I like that.
I
That's
do too.
wonderful.
I think that's one thing we've lost is that human
yes.
contact.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna switch gears into something fun.
Oh,
So, Princess Karen, we're approaching the holiday season, basically. Tell us, how do you prepare for and spend the holidays, and what traditions hold special meaning for you?
good question.
Wow. My husband is a great chef.
Whoa!
I'd like to say that I am a great chef, a cook. I'm not. My husband is the best. He always prepares Christmas Eve and Christmas dinner. And I am allowed in the kitchen to chop a few vegetables and a few things, but he is the king of the kitchen.
Whoa.
So that's the title, the king of the kitchen. So he prepares the meals, and he does it with love because he really puts his self into it, and planning what they're going to be and the proper wines with the proper foods. And it's the most enjoyable thing is to prepare when he lets me in the kitchen that we prepare these foods together. And so we're real foodies, and our little dog Saint Santiago is a little foodie. And he is adorable, I have to say. We don't have children, we just have our little rescue dog, which God brought to us just at the right time.
Aww.
And so we are the three
Santiago.
musketeers at holiday. We are not so much on gift giving to one another as we are for other people and other things that we do. So, I mean, we do the water wells, we do food, we have the orphanage in Indonesia, and the Royal Society is fabulous. We have the Animal Welfare League that we just formed. This past 2 months, we were able to donate $10,000 to small 501c3s who are helping animals.
I love it.
So we are focused on those types of things. And that's our holiday. That's our giving. And we have lots of Christmas music, and our house, we have beautiful trees that we put up and decorate ourselves, and have a charcuterie platter with a little wine when we're decorating. So
wow, we need to come over to your place.
Please. So, and then we have a ranch that we have beautiful Christmas tree there, and I have a animal sanctuary and bird sanctuary there. So we're inside the national forest. And so I'm always begging for bird seed and bird food and food for squirrels and
oh my goodness,
and those kinds of things. But we just enjoy being in nature. We need that because both of us have, my husband and I have very fast-paced lives, and we're doing lots of things. And so just to be able to go and breathe and relax and just enjoy being alive.
Yes, I like
Thanking
that.
God for all he gave us, all he has given us.
I would love to be involved in that, in your anything animals. I would love to be involved with.
You're going to, now, Melissa, honey, I'm going to get in touch with you.
Oh, please do.
You may regret it.
No, I am all about the animals. I really am. I love to be involved.
Yeah,
So.
we at the Animal Welfare League, we have our members that we give them food. We do them in dry food in plastic containers with bottled water and blankets. And I drive the streets in Palm Springs and Palm Desert, well, the Coachella Valley, and in Banning and those particular areas. And we are able to see people in need, and we carefully approach them and roll down the window to say, I see you have a dog, or I see you have a little kitty cat. We have some food if you would like for us to give you some. We have a bag, we have water, that once the animal eats the food, you just take the lid off and pour the water in, and then you can give your animal water. We also have, now that it's getting cold, some blankets, and then we also give them cash money
Wow. Fabulous.
for them to have a meal themselves, because more than once have I seen a homeless person take food and
Give it to
break
their
it in
pet.
half, and they give it to the dog, half the
Yes.
dog, and they'll eat the balance.
Yes.
And we have never, thank God, had anybody become violent with us. They've always been receptive because they know, they said, you're not trying to take my dog, are you? And I, no, I'm just want to give you these things to, you know, to help you. And then we have a list of animal shelters and shelters on a card that we give them. Say, if you need help, then here's some places that you can call. It's just a one-on-one. It's not a big project that we do. We don't have hundreds of people. We have maybe 30 people, but that's 30 people doing 30 more things than not doing them.
Incredible.
To help.
Amazing.
So it's just a labor of love, you know, for us.
Wonderful.
That really hits home for me. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 2025 is like running up behind us so quickly. So what are some of your projects or, you know, or initiatives that you're excited to share with us?
Well, we were just speaking about the Animal Welfare
Yes.
League. We're going to, our main goal with the Royal Society of St. George, California, is to increase the awareness of the Animal Welfare League and to bring it to greater heights, because we have found, you know, you have a lot of large animal humane society, a lot of people helping animals, but you see the figures that these CEOs make, and it's appalling to me. We don't keep 1 cent. And so that was our whole premise, was to not give to the larger humane societies or the which we have done in the past, but we wanted to refocus from that to smaller ones. And especially in horse rescue, animal rescue, cats, dogs, horses. Now there is a huge wildlife reserve that we also donate to here in the United States. So we realize we need to do our homework and start organizing how much money, budgeting how much money we want to raise and what we can do for the Animal Welfare League to continue. A lot of the horses come off the racetracks and they are dumped, and a lot of people unfortunately are under horrible financial straits. They don't have the funds to continue with livestock. That would be cattle, lambs, donkeys, horses. And so we want to be able to assist the smaller rescues, because they are located in the communities and they can see what's happening. And they will bring in, you know, animals where people just say, I just can't feed them anymore. I love them, but I can't feed them. And that's what happens with a lot of horses, which is so disheartening. People sell them for horse meat. They go to kill pens. I am 100% against kill pens, and I am 100% against the sale of horse meat to Canada and Mexico. So that's where my focus for the Royal Society is. And also with the Royal Society, which I love so much. I've been the chairman for 8 years now. We want to focus on rewarding people and acknowledging people for their service to mankind.
Wow.
And we do that through the presidential awards, and we do that with the United Nations Association Humanitarian Awards, and we also do that with Medal of Honor. And the last but not least is the King Charles III Leadership Award. So we have people write to us, and they nominate people, and our board reviews that. And in April, we celebrate St. George's Day, and that is when we give out these awards.
Wow.
So I'd love to have both of you attend.
Awesome.
I would love it.
You'll be my guests.
I would love that. Thank you so much.
So a lot of people know you for all of your wonderful achievements. What is one thing that you wish people knew about you that no one knows about?
It's a secret. I'll never tell. I don't really have an answer to that. I'm pretty much an open book, you know. I think people, people see you and they either like you or they dislike you, or they want to be you, and it's like you need to be your own self, because you're just as great as anybody else. You know, there's no one better than anyone else.
Of course, I like that response. Yeah,
I do too.
One other thing that I would love to know is you're such a busy person. How do you balance your royal responsibilities with making some personal time away from all of those charities and all the work that you're currently doing?
I don't take phone calls after 4:30.
Wow.
Or before 8
p.m. Write this down.
No phone calls.
No phone calls after
before 8 a.m. or at 4:30. Nothing. No phone calls, no texting.
That is amazing.
That's my time with my husband and my fur baby.
Aww.
And Sundays is off limits. It's family day.
That's great.
Okay.
That's great.
So, my favorite I love shopping. And you own a couture golf shop in Palm Springs, right?
It's in Palm Desert.
Oh my gosh.
So tell us about it. I'm into fashion. So.
Yes,
well, we have fashionable things. I have a business for 32 years. It's Lady Golf, the fashion house.
Ooh,
I started the first all-women's golf store in the world.
Wow.
And I've been in business for 32 years.
Wow.
I have a
That's
website,
amazing.
ladygolf.com.
That is so fabulous.
And it was an arena of discrimination. Golf meant gentlemen only, ladies forbidden.
Oh.
Wow.
And so when you would go 35 years ago into a golf pro shop, you would only see huge amounts of clothes and shoes for men. And then there was a little corner for ladies, for women. So years ago, 32 years ago, I decided to open the first all-women's golf store. And I tell you how that came to happen. I was the director of couture at Saks Fifth Avenue and in Palm Springs, California. I had decided to take a position with Saks. They're a wonderful company, by the way.
Okay.
And so I was able to meet Barbara Sinatra and Mrs. Marvin Davis and on and on and on and on. And we had a division called the Fifth Avenue Club. And it was couture, and it was the beautiful ball gowns, and we fashion shows, and it was like fabulous. And in Los Angeles, gorgeous, Isaac Mizrahi, all these wonderful, Bob Mackie. We had these wonderful fashion shows, runway shows, and the people were fabulous. So I met all of these wonderful ladies, and they all were golfing, and they said to me, can you find me some decent golf clothes and shoes? Because I go over to my country club and it's white shorts and these little white shoes, and the men have everything, the cashmere sweaters and the luxury items. And I thought, well, this would be niche marketing. It would be something I would want to do. So I thought about it for a couple of years and then decided to stop working. I went to Europe and studied food and cooking and wines and champagnes. And then I came back and took a map, closed my eyes. It was of the Coachella Valley, and put my finger down. It was Rancho Mirage. And I looked at the map and I said, wow, okay, Rancho Mirage, California. It's a playground of the presidents. There are 30 golf courses here. How could I not be successful? I had the fabulous couture clients at Saks Fifth Avenue who wanted to play golf and who did play golf, but they wanted special clothes, special things. So I had been back and forth to Europe many, many times, met a lot of designers. And so this is how it started. And I started sourcing out beautiful golf clothes for women.
That's
and
wonderful.
shoes, Italian shoes. And
Wow.
that's how it started.
Incredible. So we're down to the last 3 minutes. If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
I would say Gandhi.
Oh, I like that. Wow.
I would say Gandhi.
Oh, wow.
And it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yes.
Peace without violence.
Beautiful, Princess Karen. It's been an absolute privilege having you on the podcast. Your life's work is an inspiration to us all, and your dedication to humanity is truly remarkable. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, insights, and experiences with us today to our listeners. Gosh.
Even Melissa, thank you.
Oh.
I'm so thankful to have met both of you. And you're both incredible women. And I'm honored to be in your presence today. And I thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Princess
you so
Karen.
much.
This has been an amazing,
has.
Melissa. This has been
This is
such an.
This is a great way for me to start back on this podcast.
My goodness.
I couldn't have been more honored.
This is incredible to our listeners. Thank you all. Roger Neal, thank you for
Yes.
producing. Jamie over there, thank you. Thank you, Princess Karen,
Thank
again for
you.
joining us.
Please let us know any way we can help.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, please remember to watch this very special episode with Princess Karen on the Discovery Pod with Eve's YouTube channel, or you could listen to us on your favorite podcast platform. Please join us next Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. You never know who's going to stop by. Again, thank you so much, Princess Karen. I don't know when this episode is going to air, but happy holidays to
Yes,
you,
happy
Santiago,
holidays.
and your husband. Thanks, everyone, again for listening.
Bye.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you,
Bye.
Jamie. Bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.